She's a member of Business Excellence Toastmasters. She's an HR manager at CAP UAE. She likes painting, reading, Korean music, and triathlon races. When we asked, what if she had a time machine? So she's replied, I have always thought that I will be better suited during 60s and 70s with all the free spirit, innovative ideas, decisive actions, and revving idealism that changed the world. You can hear this, all of this, only from somebody from the past, not from the future. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Toastmaster Maureen.
Imagine stories being told from the 1600s up until today. They all began in the captivating way. A phrase used 1,306. Do you know what it is? Once upon a time. Once upon a time. Once upon a time. Once upon a time. Noong unang panahon, Good evening, dear Toastmasters.
Good evening.
Guests, and also our Toastmasters travelers of the day. Have you ever noticed and realized how most stories begin with once upon a time? And still, there is a key ingredient that makes us listen, hear, read. I will be sharing the story which is very close to my heart, that I hope will lead us to find that main factor that determines the Cinderellas, the Snow Whites, the Little Mermaids, that gets us so enthralled. This, whose writers and originators have derived from experiences, conflicts, and like our own lives, have heroines, villains, Prince Charmings, and princesses, noisy neighbors, and assortment of relatives. And it all began once upon a time. Once upon a time, there was this young, beautiful lady who fled to escape an arranged marriage. She, Maria is her name, at 21 years old, landed a job miles away from her home with a thriving businessman and his wife as a bookkeeper. She was so diligent that the family also employed her to tutor the youngest of 9 children, and they gave her shelter and food in exchange. She was lauded, or it was often declared by the head of the family that she was the perfect daughter-in-law material. Also, that she should marry one of his sons. What a quixotic idea. Finally, one fateful dawn came. Maria was awakened so suddenly to join the festivities, prepare for the festivities. So, as her previous routine, even half asleep, she went to the bathroom. Unknowingly, she made a blunder. She forgot to lock the door. Consequently, Generoso, the 16-year-old son, was also shaken awake by the head of the family to do some errands, and with closed eyes went to the same bathroom. So as he turned after locking the door, with hushed voices, wide eyes, and blaming each other, "What are you doing here? Did you see anything? Close your eyes! Go down! Get out!" They were so much engrossed in each other. In that split second, they heard bam, bam, bam. "Maria, Penny, what are you doing there? Get out of the bathroom! This is not proper!" The head of the family was speaking so loud that the neighbors already have the topic for the rumor mill of the day. It was played out so much that the reputation of the family and Maria's was said to be at stake. They had to call her parents, and these youngsters got engaged and was put into marriage, ironically. So, let's fast forward 60 years later. 7 children, 10 grandchildren, 17 grandchildren, 10 great-grandchildren later. My grandfather, Generoso, still insists to this day that this event was pre-planned by my grandmother because she was getting jealous of his attentions to girls. While my grandmother still claims that this is premeditated by my father, my grandfather and his father to bind her to the family. By the way, the firstborn were twin boys and one of them is my dad. All stories begin with once upon a time. And the key ingredient that I found in all these stories is the life-defining journey in between, which is all centered with 4-letter words. L-O-V-E, love. When love is found, the story evolves. Otherwise, it could have been cut short. What I'm saying is, travelers, Toastmasters, all stories starts with once upon a time. However, in my opinion, to get to say, and they all lived happily ever after, love needs to be there. It connects us, it binds us, it relates. It's worth sharing, being heard, and our stories go on and on and on. I would like to state that love changes an ordinary beginning and an ending to a poignant, memorable, once upon a time